Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Paranormal Activity 2. And this movie came out in 2010, and it's directed by Todd Williams, and it is a sequel to the first Paranormal Activity. Well, more of a prequel, actually, because it takes place a few months before the first movie. And it focuses on a different family than in the first movie, but it's our main character's sister, and it's from their perspective. And I did like this movie, surprisingly. I don't think it's as good as the first movie from memory. I haven't seen the first film in a while, but I did enjoy the film. It was kind of bringing me back to like found footage and this Paranormal Activity universe. And I was like, okay, it's probably just really slow paced because that's what they wanted to do. And there are things that I did remember about it. I remember the first film it being slow and patient, but the reason it was that way is because they couldn't really do a whole lot because the budget for that movie was like $15,000 or something, and it took place entirely in the director's house. And they did what they had to, and overall it was pretty successful, and I liked that movie. And in this movie, they had more of a budget, and they decided to expand the universe. And in this film, I feel as though they did that successfully. And unlike the later films, this movie does introduce a few new things, but not too much. And it just answers a couple questions here and there. And it's also raising a couple questions, but not to the point where it ruins the universe or things stop making sense. It was a nice balance, and also, unlike some of the later films, which gave me a little newfound appreciation for this movie, there were more wide shots in this film than some of the later films, but I'll get into that later when I talk about those movies. Most of the performances in this movie were good, and it was mostly the female characters that I liked. The dad character I didn't like. He was just irritating. I didn't really buy him as a character in this universe, or the performance really. He just felt really held back for most of it. And I also did appreciate that in some nights in this movie, nothing happened, and it made the film a little less predictable for me. And it wasn't like, okay, each night things are going to get progressively worse and worse and worse. It'll be like, okay, not always is something going to happen. I mean, you are expecting something to happen, obviously, but not in every night. And I thought that was a good idea. And the demon was used sparingly, I felt, in this movie. And there was also a really good scene in this movie that had no dialogue. That was in the middle of the film. And also, the last 25 minutes of the movie was pretty good. I like that part of the movie a lot, and overall, I would say that's what saves the movie for me. All in all, this is a movie that I didn't find to be great. It was kind of a weaker version of the first movie. Like, there are things to appreciate about it, but all in all, the story just wasn't all that engaging for me until we got to the last 25 minutes and that middle section of the movie that I did like. And it was mostly just the dad character who was really irritating to me, because he does get quite a bit of screen time, and he's just used as a plot device to just create drama. That was also annoying. And overall, I just felt as though the characters in this movie were a bit weaker than the characters in the first movie. I could be wrong on that, but I just wasn't getting a whole lot from the characters in this particular film. That's not to say that all the characters in this film are completely unlikable. Like, there are some characters that I do like, but some of them I just really do not like. So in the end, Paranormal Activity 2, it was a bit hollow for me, but there are points in this film that I thought were really good, and I will be watching this one again, along with the first movie. So check out 1 and 2. And the rest of them, we'll get into those. But this one, to extend the story this much, I think it's fine. So check this one out if you are a fan of the first movie. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Paranormal Activity 2 a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Paranormal Activity 2, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up. And guess what? It's Paranormal Activity 3. And that's where the franchise starts slipping for me, but we'll talk about that. But until I get my review for Paranormal Activity 3 up, thank you for watching and have a great day.